Hi guys, so today we're gonna be making some Nigerian jollof rice. And these are the ingredients we're gonna be using. So first off, we're gonna need about one large white onions, half of a red onion, 4 tomatoes, 4 Roma tomatoes, 2 Habanero Peppers. If you want it a whole lot more spicy, you can add more. If you want to tone it down, you can use 1 or none, depending on you, and 1 red bell pepper, 1 large red bell pepper. As well, we're gonna need, to me, these are like essential for my jollof rice. I use both the sauce and the paste, and I use hunts. So first tip, use a combination of sauce and paste. We also have 3 cups of chicken stock. You can also use beef stock or vegetable stock, whatever you want. In my stock, I have some seasoning cubes, some thyme, curry, adobo, and some salt. The next ingredient is our rice. So I'm using here some parboiled long grain rice. Please, if you're using any other type of rice, you're gonna have to adjust the recipe. For this recipe today, we're using long grain rice. This is what it looks like. It's also the parboiled type. So I'm not going to be parboiling. I'm just going to rinse as much, get a lot of starch out, and add to our sauce today. And then for seasoning and others, we're using adobo, thyme, some seasoning cubes. I have Maggi and Knorr here. Salt. I have some curry powder, and of course canola oil. And we'll also be using some butter. This is optional, but I think this is key to getting some delicious jollof rice, Nigerian jollof rice going. So let's get started. We're gonna blend up all of this, keep about a quarter of this and chop it up, and then blend the rest. And we'll get cooking. So get a large pot for your jollof rice. So let's talk about the kind of pot we use. We all talk about trying to get the maximum smoky party jollof rice. And the main difference really is just the burning process in the cooking. When we cook for parties back home in Nigeria, I grew up in a party house, so I know what I'm talking about. We used this big old cast iron pots with the firewood outside. And people say it's the firewood. It's not just the firewood, it's the burning process in the pot, which gives that rice the intense flavor of smokiness. Now we're going to try to imitate that at home. So you need a pot that is going to burn, and we're going to burn it intentionally to get that smoky flavor. So right here I have an old non-stick pot that the coating came off. I just went ahead to scrub it out, and that's what I use for my jollof rice. So you can use a cast iron or stainless steel pot, a pot that is going to burn. Please don't use a non-stick pot if you want to get the maximum smokiness. We need a pot that is going to burn slowly and stick to the bottom and get that smokiness to the top, which doesn't work with a non-stick pot. So turn the heat up and add to your pot about a quarter cup of canola oil. Add your chopped onions. And then we're also going to add our tomato paste. Make sure you get everything out of the can. No wastage, guys. You need everything. And just mix that around on like a medium-high heat. This is a whole nother tip, guys. This adds some flavor building into your jollof rice. Fry that for about 5 minutes. Then we're gonna add our tomato sauce. Just pour that in there. And keep stirring and frying for another 5 minutes. You can see the paste has gotten darker. So go ahead and add your fresh mix. Pour all of that in there, mix around, just combine it nicely. Now add your chicken stock, 3 cups of chicken stock. Mix that together, and we're going to cover this and let that cook for about 15 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes. We're just going to bring it to a boil. So now it's been boiling. We're just going to open it up, taste it, and then season. So our first season is going to be some bay leaves. This is another tip, guys. Dried bay leaves add delicious flavor to your jollof rice. I found these ones which are not as dry as I normally see them. I just wanted to try it out, so I'm just going to add it there. 3 to 4 large dried bay leaves is what you need for this recipe. Now add your butter. I'm using 5 tablespoons of salted butter, 1 tablespoon of dried thyme, 1 tablespoon of curry powder. Mix that in together. And we're also going to add some seasoning cubes. I'm using 2 Maggi cubes and 1 Knorr cube. The amount of seasoning you add is dependent on your stock, guys. I also added half a tablespoon of adobo powder and 1 teaspoon of salt. It all depends on the stock. Just adjust this to your taste. If your stock is really tasty, you may need less. If it's not, you may need more. So cover that and bring that to a boil again. So now it's time to add our rice. Go ahead and taste it and adjust the season as you need. We want our tomato paste to be a little bit salty. If it's perfect, add a little bit more salt. You just want it a bit salty because when you add the rice, that's going to absorb some of the seasoning. So add your washed rice. Make sure you wash it to remove any excess starch until your water is clear. Mix it in and don't mix it again. Don't touch it again until it's dry. Trust the process. Don't touch the rice anymore until it's dry, which is about 40 minutes. And then we're going to cook on medium heat, medium to low heat, about 4/10 on my electric cooker. And we're going to make sure that it's airtight so it can steam and cook properly, evenly throughout the whole pot. If you have an airtight cover, please use that. I don't, so I'm going to use foil to trap all the steam in the pot. Just make sure it's airtight. Cook on low heat for about 40 minutes. And after 40 minutes, this is where we are. Voila! Trust the process, guys. So now we're going to mix it all together. You can see your rice has changed color. Just mix all of that together. It's about maybe 95% dry at this point. Mix it together. Taste it. If you need to adjust, this is the time to do so. It's tasting good, guys, so I'm just going to cover it back and cook for another 10 minutes on medium heat. I'm doing about 7/10 on my electric cooker. And our jollof rice is ready, y'all. If you're using a non-stick pot, this is where you should stop. But if you want the extra smokiness like I talked about, and you have a stainless or a cast iron pot, let's go ahead and get this smoky flavor in this rice right about now. So what do? We're going to turn our heat up to about 9/10. Cover the pot back up, make sure it's airtight, and just let that intentionally burn for about 2 minutes. You're going to smell it in your house. You're going to smell smoky flavor. You're going to smell something burning. You can see all that steam coming from the side. That is the smoke. Just for about 1 to 2 minutes, guys. No more than that. You could probably also hear some crackling sound like your rice is popping in the pot. Don't be alarmed. Now, make sure you turn that off once it's 2 minutes and let it sit in its smoke for about 15 to 20 minutes. Don't open the pot for the next 15 to 20 minutes. And when you do, you're going to have some delicious jollof rice with that smoky flavor intensified in your rice. So yummy, so delicious. You also get the reddish orange beautiful jollof rice color. So this is our final product. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Try the recipe and let me know what you think. I'm going to be eating mine with some goat meat, some plantain geese dodo, and some sauteed spinach. I hope you enjoy it just like I do. And until next time, guys, it's your girl Sholz. Have a blessed day. Bye.